Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Koru and I'm here to introduce you all to Cyclur. As some of you may know, implementing RSS feeds can be an important and challenging obstacle in website development. Using the right widget can mean the difference between a quick and easy feed and an unnecessary hassle. Cyclur is a free widget that allows users to customize and display RSS feeds on your site within minutes. Cyclur can be used on everything from third-party websites to your own personal blog. It is as simple as collecting the URL of the desired RSS feeds, adjusting font colors, and copying and pasting the provided code. Now, if you already know what RSS feed you would like to display on your website, then you have taken the first step. Once you have found it, simply copy and paste the RSS URL into the tab at the top of the Cyclur page labeled RSS feed URL. Once your URL is pasted in, click the arrow on the right side of the box. On the right side of the page, the RSS feeds from the site you chose should show up. If they have, then you are now ready to start customizing your feed. The Customize section labeled Cyclur Widget section is under where you have placed your URL and is where you will begin to customize your widget. Find the tab titled Heading. For example, if you're displaying a feed from, say, dig.com, you could title the feed Dig News or Dig Feed or Dig whatever, Dig Dug. Under Heading, there is another tab titled Heading Link. This makes the heading of your feed a link to the source site. Just paste the URL to the site's homepage. The third tab is titled Heading Color and is underneath the previous tab. This allows you to control the font color of the heading you choose for your feed. Now, don't be intimidated by the code that's already in the tab. You will not have to type anything into it in order to control the font color of your feed. You can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that there is a color wheel right next to the tab. Clicking the circle reveals a color palette. Choose the color you would like from the circle and then proceed to the next tab. Keep your site theme and color in mind though. You want your text fonts to match what you already have up on your own site. The last tab in the left column is Background Color. Background color will allow you to adjust the color of your feed background. Like the previous tab, there is a color wheel right next to it. Clicking on the color wheel and selecting the color you like will get you all set. The next steps are to the right of the column. Now the first tab on the right side is called Background Hover. This next feature gives you control over the color of the text background when you hover over it with the cursor. To the right of the tab there is a color wheel. Click the color wheel to change the background hover as you so desire. After you've configured your background hover, it's time to move on to the next tab. It controls the font color for all of the text on your feed, excluding the heading. Click the color wheel to the right of the tab and adjust your colors accordingly. You can now proceed to the next tab. The next feature is Font Hover Color. The hover font customization is pretty much similar to background hover and it works directly with it. Much like background hover, font hover changes the cursor color that scrolls over it. It is important to remember that these two features work together. Make sure that you have chosen colors that work well together as well as the ones on your site. You can check how they correlate by hovering over them on the example feed on the right hand side of the page. You may want to do some experimenting with a few different colors in the color wheel. When you have the results you desire, you can move on to the next step. The last tab on the right column is Border Color. Border Color controls the color of the dotted borders separating the topics on your feed, as well as the thicker solid line that separates the heading from the items. Like every other color tab, there's a color wheel to the right of the tab. Click the color wheel and pick out something that catches your eye. You now have a uniquely customized widget that can be added to your web page. That's it. Simply copy the code under the feed on the right hand side of the page and paste it in the proper area. Now, if you are interested in some more advanced options for your widget, you might want to continue listening. There are a few more features that may help you construct a more perfect widget for your site. The next options are under the previous section entitled Advanced Options. The first advanced option is the left side of the section titled Width. We have provided you with parameters for the tab to save you some trouble. Now through our own trial and error, we have discovered that staying within a width of 200 to 300 provides you with optimal feed design. Adjust the width of the feed between set numbers to suit your own needs. The next option is the number of items in the feed. The number of items listed in the feed dictates how long the entire box is vertically and how many topics the feed can cover at once. The default number of feeds is 10, but if users would like a longer or shorter box, they can adjust the number of items. Now the last feature to the right of the previous tabs is character limit. Character limit is the number of letters that are displayed inside the feed. Having a long character limit can mean a single topic will take up more space, while a shorter one may do the same depending on the parameters of your other features. And that's all there is to it. We'd like to take this time to thank you for using Cyclur, and we encourage you all to sign up for our mailing list for Cyclur Pro. Cyclur Pro is our service augmentation that is coming soon to the Cyclur community. Please be sure to subscribe to the Cyclur email list to hear about updates and maintenance downtime notification. We all hope you have a wonderful day, and we hope you all enjoy using Cyclur.